morning. I mean, what's your analysis so far of what the Russian troops have managed to achieve? Because certainly, from what we can tell and from what James Heapy is saying, the resistance by the Ukrainian forces and the Ukrainian people has been exceptionally strong.
That certainly seems to be true, and it may well have come as an unpleasant shock to Russia. Now, many people were predicting a campaign of shock and awe by Russia that would swiftly crush any Ukrainian resistance. That doesn't seem to be happening. We need, of course, to be very careful with everything we see circulating on social media, and even with the official statements, because the truth of what is happening probably lies somewhere between the optimistic assessments by Ukraine and the complete fictions that we're hearing from Russia. But certainly Russia has not achieved what it might have done if it had brought the full might of its armed forces to bear efficiently and swiftly moved in on Kiev. And what we're seeing at the moment, of course, is the start potentially of a long and protracted campaign, because even if Russia does succeed in seizing the capital, that doesn't necessarily mean the end of the war.
While we debate this, our Prime Minister yesterday addressed the Russian people in their own language and in Ukrainian as well. Will that have got through to people in any way at all? And what are they thinking at the moment inside the Kremlin?
Well, it's highly unlikely that Boris Johnson's message will have much impact on Russians, even if it's allowed to reach them. But what we have seen is acts of incredible bravery by ordinary Russians and by some quite prominent people within the Russian system speaking out against the war, which they know will bring reprisals. President Putin has been cracking down on dissent domestically as well, in parallel with his new assertive policies abroad. And the brutality with which protests are being suppressed is a clear message to anybody that wants to criticize the war. Now we've seen Russia taking steps to make sure that information about the war does not reach its citizens, blocking Facebook for insisting on fact-checking Russian news agencies, telling the Russian news media not to use the words invasion or war, and in order that message simply doesn't get through to Russia's own population.